His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received the U.S. Ambassador to Bahrain, Stephen Craig Bondi. During the meeting, His Majesty reviewed with the U.S. Ambassador the close bilateral relations and various aspects of cooperation between the two friendly countries. His Majesty the King expressed pride in the strong historical ties and the strong strategic partnership between Bahrain and the U.S., which spans a long history of mutual understanding, cooperation and joint action, noting that bilateral cooperation is witnessing continuous prosperity and progress in various domains. His Majesty affirmed Bahrain's constant aspiration and keenness to further strengthening these long-standing relations to serve the common interests and aspirations of the two friendly peoples. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa received a telephone call from the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. His Royal Highness underscored the deep-rooted Bahrain-U.S. strategic relations, highlighting the mutual commitment to strengthening ties and expanding multi-sectoral collaboration. The latest regional and international developments were discussed, and His Royal Highness emphasized the importance of coordinating efforts to strengthen regional and international cooperation, safeguarding security and stability, and enhancing development. Ways to broaden the Bahrain-U.S. strategic partnership were also highlighted, in line with the Comprehensive Security Integration and Prosperity Agreement to enhance regional security and stability. The personal representative of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for Environment, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received the Minister of Interior, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, in the presence of Deputy Chief of Public Security, Major General Sheikh Hamad bin Muhammad Al Khalifa. His Highness stressed the importance of the role played by the Ministry of Interior in maintaining the security and stability of the country and promoting civilizational achievements, in light of the support received from His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. His Highness praised the intensive efforts and security professionalism carried out by the Ministry of Interior in environmental protection and preservation. The Interior Minister expressed thanks and appreciation to His Highness, emphasizing the keenness of the ministry and its employees to apply the best practices and modern methods and enhance performance levels to preserve national gains and achievements. He emphasized that protecting the environment is a national responsibility, noting the importance of cooperation and coordination with the Supreme Council for the Environment to achieve the goals in the fields of environmental preservation. National Security Advisor, Royal Guard Commander and Secretary General of the Supreme Defense Council, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Chief of the Defense Staff of the United Kingdom, Admiral Sir Tony Radakin. His Highness emphasized the deep-rooted ties between Bahrain and the UK, particularly in the defense and ministry cooperation. He discussed with Admiral Sir Radakin ways to enhance military relations, highlighting the importance of long-term defense partnerships and supporting regional security and stability. The meeting covered regional security challenges, including the joint counter-terrorism efforts and the reinforcement of maritime security in the Gulf. Discussions also focused on strengthening defense capabilities, training programs, joint exercises, and aligning military forces in multinational cooperations. His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad and Admiral Sir Radakin reviewed maritime and air coordination, assessing ongoing efforts to enhance Gulf security and exploring opportunities for expanding aerial defense collaboration. His Highness and Admiral Radakin affirmed the shared vision between the two kingdoms for regional stability and the two countries' commitment to enhancing defense efficiency and joint coordination, thereby contributing to the consultation and consolidation of peace and security in the region. The Speaker of the Representatives Council, Ahmed Lamsallam, chaired the Council's weekly session where it discussed the reports of the Financial and Economic Affairs Committee and approved a number of proposals to be referred to the government. The Council then studied the report of the Foreign Affairs, Defense and National Security Committee and the report of the Public Utilities and Environment Committee, and a number of proposals were also approved to be referred to the government. Under the patronage of His Majesty the King, Bahrain will host the Intra-Islamic Dialogue Conference under the theme One Nation and Common Destiny, in the presence of the Grand Imam, Sheikh of Al-Azhar and Chairman of the Muslim Council of Elders, Dr. Ahmed Al-Tayyib, with the participation of more than 400 figures from scholars, leaders, Islamic authorities, intellectuals from around the world on February 19th and 20th. The conference comes in response to the call of the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar during the Bahrain Dialogue Forum in November 2022 to promote Islamic affairs and the unity of Muslims. The conference aims to move from the discourse of rapprochement to understanding about commonalities and challenges, and to establish a permanent scientific dialogue mechanism at the level of the Muslim world. The Chairman of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs and Chairman of the Higher Committee of the Conference, Sheikh Abdulrahman bin Muhammad bin Rashid Al Khalifa, said that His Majesty's patronage of this conference comes as a result of the support given to all that would bring together Muslims, promote unity among Muslims, and the values of coexistence, cooperation, integration, and brotherhood among all. He praised the support provided by the government headed by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. He noted that the conference will be a global platform in which elite scholars, thinkers, and religious authorities, as well as decision makers and influential figures in the Islamic world, will participate in order to consolidate the principles of constructive dialogue. The Under-Secretary of Al-Azhar, Professor Dr. Muhammad Ad-Duwaini, noted that the conference represents a very important opportunity to address the roots of differences. Secretary General of the Muslim Council of Elders, Judge Muhammad Abd Salam, underscored that the convening of this conference comes in response to a religious and humanitarian duty towards the Islamic world, and the current challenges require the formulation and innovation solutions. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, led Bahrain's delegation participating in the World Government Summit 2025 held in Dubai, the UAE. Under the theme of Foreseeing Future Governments, the summit opened with the participation of leaders, government officials, decision makers, and specialists from different countries. The minister stressed the importance of the World Government Summit as a platform for exchanging visions, experiences, and best practices, formulating strategies, discussing the most important challenges, and finding innovative solutions to address them, to develop a government action and strengthen cooperation and coordination between governments from different countries. He also pointed out the important role played by the World Government Summit and its affiliated forums for its topics and vital discussions that bring together leaders, decision makers, and thinkers from all countries. The summit also explores major global destinations and future transformations through dialogue sessions. The Minister of Youth Affairs, Rawan Tawfiqi, announced the launch of the Hope Network Guide on Best Practices in Youth Empowerment. The announcement came during a press conference on the sidelines of the World Government Summit 2025 in Dubai. The minister emphasized that the Hope Network, launched by Bahrain in November last year, is a key international initiative bringing together countries that recognize the power of instilling hope in youth. She highlighted the initiative of the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work in Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, in launching Hope Network as a platform for decision makers in youth empowerment and a commitment to further developing global youth collaborations. Tamkeen took part in the 4th edition of the Arab Youth Leadership Forum held under the umbrella of the 2025 World Government Summit in the UAE. The forum was under the theme Shaping the Governments of the Future, brought together global thought leaders, experts, and decision makers from across the globe. Temkeen's participation in the summit aimed to showcase the kingdom's experiences in empowering youth competencies for entering and succeeding in the labor market and the private sector. Temkeen's chief executive, Maha Mufiz, took part in a panel discussion titled Youth in the Private Sector, Arab Government Experiences for Changing Collective Mindsets and Redefining Golden Opportunities in Entrepreneurship and Employment in the Private Sector. Mufiz highlighted the role of government's play in providing the youth with the necessary training and developing that required skills, giving them a more competitive advantage in the private sector. The Ministry of Electricity and Water Affairs concluded a two-day workshop specialized on green public procurement. The workshop was held with the participation of a group of representatives from government entities as part of the ministry's efforts to promote sustainability in government procurement and achieve Bahrain's strategic objectives in the transition towards green economy. The workshop aimed to promote awareness of the importance of integrating environmental standards into the government procurement system, which contributes to reducing the environmental impact, improving resources efficiency, and reducing carbon emissions. The discussions of the workshop focused on effective mechanisms for integrating sustainability in government contracts and tenders and best international practices in this field. The National Action Charter strengthened Bahraini women's rights through a number of principles and values that guarantee women equality, justice, and equal opportunities. More in this report.
The achievements of Bahraini women reached their peak with the issuance of the National Action Charter. The formation of the committee to prepare the charter included 6 Bahraini women, and the percentage of women voting on the charter was 49% of the total participants in this historic referendum. The National Action Charter, which came as a result of a royal will and unanimously agreed upon by the people of Bahrain, contributed to the advancement of Bahraini women and making many achievements and gains. On August 22, 2001, a few months following the vote on the Charter, the Supreme Council for Women was established, which follows His Majesty the King and is headed by Her Royal Highness the wife of His Majesty the King. From the date of its establishment to the present day, the Council made many achievements for Bahraini women in various fields. The National Action Charter also strengthened the rights of Bahraini women and made them an essential partner in the development process through a number of principles and values which guaranteed women equality, justice, and equal opportunities, and contributed significantly to supporting them and accelerating their advancement until they became a role model in the Arab region and the world.
The fourth edition of Interior Ministry's ATP Challenger Tennis Championship, organized in cooperation between the Public Security Sports Federation and the Public Security Officers Club, continued amid an enthusiastic atmosphere of public attendance that increased the excitement of the matches. The third day witnessed strong confrontations between a number of distinguished players who presented high technical levels. The tournament will continue with decisive matches in the advanced rounds as the players seek to continue their journeys towards the title. The matches are expected to witness a high technical level amid a large audience attendance to support their favorite players. On the sidelines of the third day of the competition, Interior Ministry's General Supervisor of the Championship, Sheikh Khalid bin Rashid Al Khalifa, met with former Serbian tennis star Janko Tipsarevic. During the meeting, they exchanged talks about the development of tennis at the global level and the importance of such tournaments in supporting emerging players and enhancing the level of the game in the region. Tipsarevic praised the professional organization of the tournament and the advanced sports infrastructure in Bahrain. Ball kids at the Interior Ministry's ATP Challenger Tennis Championship 2025 play a vital role in the tournament. They contribute to the smooth running of the matches, keeping the matches flowing and organized to the highest standards. The tournament provides opportunities for children by putting them through extensive pre-tournament training where they learn how to move quickly, pass balls smoothly, and understand the rules of the game to ensure no disruptions. And in order to maintain the players' physical fitness during the fourth edition of the Interior Ministry's ATP Challenger Tennis Championship, specialized medical staff supervise the players' physical fitness through warms-up, rehabilitation and physiotherapy sessions. More in this report.
During the fourth edition of the Interior Ministry's ATP Challenger Tennis Championship, physical fitness and readiness are key factors in the player's performance. Playing matches over several days requires high endurance and physical resilience, as well as taking care of emergency injuries that may occur during the competition. As the competition progresses, players maintain their fitness through warm-ups and rehabilitation sessions overseen by specialized medical staff to ensure they perform at their best and avoid injuries that could affect the course of the tournament. Thanks to this specialized medical care, players remain physically fit throughout the tournament, ensuring they continue to compete at the highest level and minimizing the risk of injuries that could affect their performance in future matches. The physical aspect becomes a critical factor in winning, reinforcing the importance of physiotherapy and sports rehabilitation as an essential part of the player's success in this international competition.